from back here, oofed. Proper burnout car now.
In today's video, we are at Sydney Drag Race. That was nuts.
What is going on, guys? Welcome to today's video. In today's video, we're heading out to Wicked to hang out with Neil because, as you saw from freaking last weekend, we have to fix the starter. So I've got a helicoil kit with me, I've got a shit ton of thread locker, and we're gonna freaking give it a go. But first of all, what I wanted to come on here and talk about is hate in the comments. Now, as a YouTuber, someone that creates YouTube videos, someone that lives on the platform, I understand that hate is very normal. We've always gotten hate, but and that's fine. Like, if anything, hate just shows that you're actually kind of getting somewhere. But one thing that really shits me is when people give you shit for having a go. Like, how un-Australian is that? Like, it is so severely disappointing when people give you a hard time for just having a go. Like, I don't claim that I'm a professional. More than once, I've said, I have no idea what I'm doing. But that's okay. Like, I want to have a go. And I want to film it and I want to capture it. So in years to come, I have all these memories. But when I see the people, especially in the scene, there's not many of them. But when I see people that are in the scene giving me shit for literally just having a go, just wanting to have fun and get out there, that's what gets to me, and it's severely disappointing. Now, of course, I'm never going to name and shame, but I guess sometimes you can find them in the comments yourself. A massive one that we get a lot is people thinking that I'm calling myself a professional. There is by no means that I'm calling myself a professional. I am not a pro, but the car is a pro, like a pro car. And all that refers to, if you know skids, is that it is forced induction. That is it. That is it. So the vehicle is a pro car. When I say that I've entered in a pro comp, like, I'm not calling myself a professional. I'm the furthest thing from it, and I'm happy to admit that. But I really wanted to come on here and have a rant, because there's no way I'm going to reply to every single one of these comments, because at the end of the day, they're all just freaking, like, it's a bit on the nose, it's a little bit disappointing, and it's straight up un-Australian, so fucking stop it. We are literally just here to have fun and capture it. If you don't want to come on the ride with us and have fun with us, just don't watch the videos. It's so simple, it's so easy. All right, rant over. There's probably some things I missed, but I really wanted to get that off my chest. So I guess without further ado, let's go play a clickbait. What's going on, big man?
Oh, not much, man. Just getting up on the hoist and
Good to see you.
adjust.
Woo!
She looks a bit better.
Back to being straight.
The contours that these cars have,
Yeah.
it's pretty insane, to be honest.
Yeah. All right, so you can see in there that I've already blown away a tiny bit of it. Yeah, so then you can see in there, everything looks mint. All right, beautiful. Just a little bit worried and really wanted to check it because when we first started the car, it didn't have oil pressure instantly because it had to pump it all through the lines and everything. Now, when we first started it, I panicked and I was like, no oil pressure, shut it off after probably like 3 to 5 seconds. And then I was like, and then I got out, saw that it had just started filling the clear view, and I was like, all right, we'll start it again, but I'm gonna count down from 3 yet again. And if it doesn't, if that oil pressure gauge does not move, then I was gonna call it. I was gonna call it quits. No oil pressure, we would have had to pull the engine before Summernats, all that kind of fun shit. But yeah, literally as I was about to shut it off, that little oil pressure needle literally just dunk, and I was like, oh, thank God. And then instantly I was like, boom, 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 straight up to like 80 PSI. So all good. Just wanted to make sure, because I was like, at the time, and when we were running it, I was like, thing's mint. It's running the best it ever has. But then I was like, what's the bet once I get home? I'm then gonna start freaking out and being like, running with no oil pressure for like 6 to 10 seconds, that could destroy it. That could be really, really bad. Then I was like, we have a clear view. So literally I've had some sleepless nights as I was like panicking coming over here. And I was like, first thing we'll do is check that clear view. It's buttery, smooth and clean and great. So at least we know she's good to go-ish. Yeah, so now, what was the actual reason that I came out here? Oh, the starter motor. That's gonna be fun.
We're gonna fix the starter mode once and for all.
Yeah, hopefully. So take the car up in the air now. We've got to take off this header and then pull it out. So fun stuff. All right, so we got the header undone, steering column undone. Now we come under, pop the steering shaft off, and then pull the header out through the bottom. And we're ready to rock. So just use this for leverage. Actually, no need. Have you got something? I'll probably get something wrong.
Real one?
What's that?
Sit on?
No, just that'll do. Perfect.
Oh,
just to pop that
thing off.
Normally like to use something long so you can kind of like leverage it against the steering knuckle. So I might just push the wheel over. But I don't think this is long or thick enough. Yeah, normally I like to, it seems to be in a shit spot today. I'll be back in a second once I figure this out. Alrighty, so gotten the header off now, and now I can actually show you what it was doing, because a lot of people thought that the bolt stripped sideways and they were like, oh, you should have just pushed through, it would have been an easy fix. I'll get a light on here. So if you get under here, you see where it engages. Now, if I go here, I can, so it rocks backwards away from the flywheel. So you can see it very so subtly started to grind. Not much though, but we'll take it off. We'll shim it if we have to. We brought a helicoil kit, so we'll try and fix that up too. Like make it a better thread and yeah, Loctite, lots of Loctite. All right, so if you can see just here, I've done myself a nice little, oh, broke it off. There's a little bit of thread from the block. There's a little bit more. But the Loctite definitely did an alright job. So if that was that way, oh, I think, is that the one that just had all the thread on it, or was it that one?
That one.
That one?
Yeah.
Well, that would have been on the inside, so yeah, we'll definitely helicoil both of them. We'll shim it too, but shouldn't be a nightmare of a job having the header out of the way. There's a tiny bit more room. You can put it down now, you don't have to kill your arm.
You're actually very lightweight.
I'm already freaking itchy from the heat wrap.
Really?
Yeah. All right, now to helicoil. Wizard figured out we had to weld a rod onto the end of our drill bit to make sure that we could get square against the block to get up against those holes. Worked absolutely a treat. Now, the next fun part is tapping the thread. So I was going to be doing this as well, but seeing how steady Neil's hands were doing that just then, I think I'm going to entrust him in doing that as well, because if we stuff this up, that's real bad news. So I'm going to let the professional do it instead of me just going cowboy freaking, woo, let's do it. So, but we're getting there, and the drilling, especially in that inside hole, was what I thought was going to be the absolute hardest. So it seems like we've already done that. So far we're winning. So just take our time, be patient, and then it's working. So far it's working. Also, another thing, while I'm waiting for Neil to be tapping these threads, one thing I want to start doing is I want to make it for absolutely anyone, absolutely everyone, I want to make it a free-for-all for being able to sticker bomb this plastic trim across the front of the Triton. So if you've got any stickers, car related, if you've got a car, if your mate's got a car, and you see the Triton at any event, I mean freaking anywhere, I want this covered. So one day, if we want to take it off or if it breaks, we can hang it up on the wall or something, but go to town on this. Absolutely anyone and everyone has free reign to put a sticker on here and sticker bomb it. I want to see how crazy you can get. So at an event, at Summer Nats, anything, I want to see us go crazy. So stickers, lots of stickers over there, stickers, yeah. So now it's time for the helicoil, and I know you probably do not need thread locker on there, but it's going to help me sleep at night better knowing that it's really freaking tightly put in there. I've already put the first one up in, So we've had a successful transplant or helicoil job. So now I just got to do this one at the inside of the block, which is going to be a fucking nightmare because of not being able to twist the handle because I know it's going to be too close to the block, but we'll figure it out, get it up there. Then you use your little rod just here to knock off the tooth or the twang that sits just in the middle there. That'll be good to put the starter in, but we're going to make a bracket for it first to brace it. So put this in, then we'll jump in when we're at the next part. All right, mission successful. Both helicoils are in nice. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to brace it. So Alex Keane, who used to have Limiter, he commented on the post where I was sooking it someone at Smash on the weekend saying we wouldn't be able to skid. He straight away was like, I've had the same issue. I know exactly what you're going through. Now, what he did was he braced the starter motor. So not only are we going to add the shim that it comes with, because we'll check and make sure it needs it first, obviously. But then once we've shimmed it, we're then going to, because the bolts will bolt in just about here, we're then going to make a bit of plate and bend it and use this threaded hole in the back of the sump. Or is that? Yeah, that's on the back of the sump. And that will then brace it completely to the engine. So if it's trying to rock away again, at least it's bolted and it's got something. So it should be firm as hell. We should never have an issue with it again. So I was considering reusing these bolts because I thought that stripping through the aluminium, it should have been fine with a steel bolt. It shouldn't have done much damage to it. But I don't know if you can see, but on closer inspection, you can see like the threads on these are cooked, especially where they'd be hooking into the helicoil. So we're not using these bolts, obviously. So we've got to go to Bunnings and we've got to get another set long enough. And because we're adding now a 5mm plate brace, show you when we've actually finished it, which will be next time probably, annoyingly. Yeah, because we're putting in a 5mm plate brace, we're going to get the bolts a little bit longer so that we've still got that same purchase and same real estate holding it. Then it will never move again, which is great. But while I'm here, before I got to head off and go to an engagement party with Indy, we thought we'd throw Owen's wheels on because I got to take him back today anyways and dial in fitment, see how much of a monster truck it is once it's on the ground, and lower it down as low as we can before we've got to start bashing shit with the tail shaft. So it looks pretty freaking beastie. And with the suspension sag, it should eat up a lot of that gap. We're just going to have to see once we get it on the ground, really. So Neil's got the other one here, and we'll walk around and chuck it on. So now that that's lowered, we lowered the coils and everything. Fucking mint. Now, if you look, the fitment is off with his wheels. Still probably like 40, 50 mil-ish. But yeah, that's pretty much exactly where my wheels should sit. So it should be pretty bang on with the fitment. Should be. If we have to run like a 5-10 mil spacer, then so be it. I'm more than happy to run a spacer to get sick fitment. Because right now, oh boy, that looks so fat. Like, it sucks because the post of the hoist is in the way, but man, with a good fitment, it's gonna look freaking unreal. And then also my tires, because they're such a much lower profile, they sit a lot lower altogether. So that's going to mean when they're on there, the car's going to sit another inch lower again. So yeah, once my wheels and tires are on it, the thing should be pretty sacked, finally. And doesn't sound like or look like the tail shaft hits on anything, which is mint. So yeah, now if you see with this big 325, this is a 325 2520. This is, I think, a 275 3520. So the sidewall is, I mean, not twice as tall, but you can see if it's bright enough, it's like 3 fingers wide or so, whereas mine's like 1 finger wide. So if you can see just in that gap, the lip of his rim, like the lip of his wheel, comes to here on this tire. So just by changing to that tire, it'll lower the car another inch or so. So the fitment, it should come out freaking unreal. So Scott won't have to hound me about it having shit fitment, because it should be mint. Man, it's gonna look freaking insane. Now I want to move this tire so that we can see it. Get you out of the way. From back here, oofed. Proper burnout car now. And then yes, don't stress, we are building another box just to make it a little bit like, this is a rushed last minute job. It would have worked perfectly, but we're gonna get a, like do it so that it like, being a last minute job, it wasn't quite perfect. Like it was really hard to get in. It wasn't easy to work on the car. So we're gonna make a modular one that'll be much better. But I'm running against the clock. Don't know why I check my wrist. I'm not wearing a watch, but so we're gonna have to wrap it up today. So I'm gonna pack all this in the car, take Owen's wheels off the wagon, because I got to give them back to him for summer nats. Sorry, I correct myself. Owen's wheels are a 315 35/20. So I was underselling him. Didn't include the base of the shaft. It's 315, not a 275 or whatever it was I said. But yeah, 315 35, whereas mine's a 325 25. So that 10% across a pretty close number, just like, yeah, equivalates for nearly an inch in size. So free lowering the vehicle. So mint. Alrighty guys, that's where I'm going to wrap up today's video. Hope you guys really enjoyed it. It does suck that we didn't get to finish the starter mode. I wanted to turn it over and just know that we were set and had finished the job, but that's just what happens when you're running against the clock, I kind of guess. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll catch you in the next one, which will be probably Thursday when we're playing with the Cadillac, trying to get it ready for summer nats. It's getting close too. But yeah, that's where I'm going to wrap up today. Catch you in the next one. Take it easy. See you later. Peace.
There's nothing that we got in common. I've been out grinding and hustling, investing this paper. Got tired of eating that ramen. All of my music be heat, I ain't missing a beat. I've been blessed with